So, good morning, good afternoon. How are you all? Great to have you. I'm just looking at this question from Renyard about shambolic. If something's shambolic, it's a total disaster. It means it's a shambles as well. Very, very badly organized. So the organization was shambolic. I'm going to write it down in case I haven't got a video on it. It was a shambles. A disaster. Shambolic. It's probably fairly informal, maybe a 4 informality. And then to jury rig. Okay, is to make something out of the things that you've got available. To make something that works, even though you haven't got the right things available. Okay, so quiz live streams are on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Yes, Ronan. So I need to say hello to everyone. It goes. What does it goes palling mean? I don't know what palling is, Manji. Pling. Okay, pling is a noise. Pling, pling. So, hi Manji, hi Ronan, hi Zhenya, hi Vitali, hi Sunset, hi Ronan, hi Bogdan, hi Vitali, hi Manji, hi Lucia, hi SSV, hi Renyard, hi Nora, and hi to Amin as well. Okay, I think I've probably answered your question. So if something's in shambles, shambolic, a disaster. Tuesdays and Saturdays are, let's see, Tuesdays are multiple choice and Saturdays are open close. Yeah, so pling is just a noise. Pling. It breaks or it doesn't work, I would guess. Yeah. Okay, so next stream. Hello Lionheart. At 4 p.m. UK time on Thursday the 2nd of February. Yeah, paling is a fence, but pling is a noise. Paling is a very American word. I would never use a paling in British English. Okay, so Thursday, 4 p.m. and that will be multiple. That will be sentence transformations. Okay, so here we go. Let's get down to it. Time to rock and roll. And pling, onomatopoeia. Yep, it's definitely onomatopoeia. So in English, for example, the future is one of three simple tenses. Besides, along with, also, additionally, the past and the present. We say it rained, it rains, and it will rain. So, in English, for example, the future is one of three simple tenses. Besides, along with, also, additionally, the past and the present. Thursday and Friday grammar sessions. That's correct, Ronan. Okay, so it looks like we've got a landslide for along with. We've got along with for SSV, for Nora, for Vitali, for Lucia, for Zhenya, for Bogdan, for Lionheart, for Renyard, and for Manji. Yes, along with, together with. This is definitely the right answer. Along with. This is a phrase I use a lot when I'm writing, along with at the same time. One of three simple tenses. For how do I use besides? Normally besides goes at the end. It's one of three simple tenses. We have the future, the present, the past, and the present besides, additionally. Hi, Sudhakar. Great to have you. Also, no. Additionally, no, 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 no. So definitely along with. Okay. Let's put the next one here. In tandem. I like in tandem. In tandem works very nicely. Well done, SSV. Okay, but in German, you can say Morgen regnet, which means it rains tomorrow. You don't need to alongside, yeah, alongside. I like alongside as well. But you don't need to build, make, create, establish the future into the grammar. Okay, but in German, you can say Morgen regnet, which means it rains tomorrow. You don't need to build, make, create, establish the future into the grammar. Okay, so we've got here. Okay, so this is interesting. We've got Vitali with build, we've got Renyard with make, we've got Nora with make, we've got Ronan who says build into, we've got Manji who's going for build, and SSV for build, and Bogdan for build. Zhenya goes for establish, Amir goes for build. Establish, says Lucia. Okay, look at this into. This into to me is really, really important. Yeah? Okay, so you don't need to make the future, and I wouldn't even say into the grammar. You don't need to create the future within the grammar. Incorporate into. Sudhakar goes to build into as well. To incorporate into, says Vitali. Is it possible to say tomorrow rains in English if we have some evidence that it's going to rain tomorrow? Tomorrow it rains. Normally, let's see, Renyard, normally we use that tomorrow it rains to say this present simple talking about a future for a schedule, and I don't think it's we can use it for it rains because it's not necessarily scheduled. If it always rains at the same time, then tomorrow it rains. So Deepak, thank you very, 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 very much indeed. You are really kind. Thank you so much, Deepak. I really appreciate it, and your kind words. Okay, that's really good. That's really nice. So going back to what I was saying about tomorrow it rains. Poof. No, the train leaves at 4 o'clock. Yeah, we use it for schedules. Tomorrow I leave for London on my business trip. Does the rain ever work on a schedule? No, I don't think it's fixed enough. Evidence going to rain. I believe those are rupees, Zhenya. Okay, so thank you again, Deepak. That's so, so, so kind of you. Okay, so let's see. To make into the future, no. To create the future, but not into. To establish the future, but to build into. B-U-I-L-D. If you build something into, you put it inside like a built-in cupboard. Yeah, it's to build something into is to make something an integral part when you actually construct it. Yeah. The possibility of delays are built into the system. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's going to rain, or it will rain, but I wouldn't even say it's raining tomorrow. Yeah, it's going to rain. To subsume. Ha. To build into. Yes. That's the idea, Nora. I love the word subsume. Okay, so if you build something into something, you make it part of it when you put the whole thing together. Yeah, and that's the point. This is what they're saying. The present tense is used as the future too. In English, it's much, much rarer. In the lurch, to leave somebody in the lurch, Sami, is to leave somebody in a difficult situation. You build stuff into your routine. Include. Thank you, Vitali. That's a very good one. Okay. Oops. This is too long. Bear with me just a second. And that'll do it. Thank you again, Deepak. That was so kind of you. I love it. Thank you, Deepak. Okay. The idea is to include, to build into. That's it. The same is true for many other languages, including Mandarin, where external circumstances often symbolize, denote, spell, betray, point that something is taking place in the future, such as I go on holiday next month. Hey, so SSV's gone depict. I quite like depict. Okay, so we've got denote for Genya, for Vitali, for Nora, for SSV, for Bogdan, for Renyard as well. Sudakar goes for symbolize, both in problems, in difficulties, to leave somebody up the creek. Lucia goes for denote, so does Manji, so does Lionheart, so does Amir. Okay, this is very good. So external circumstances often denote, they show, they give the idea that, yeah, they indicate, yeah, but symbolize, that is this, it's not a symbol, but often spell. To spell out, let me spell it out for you, let's make it clear for you. But here, denote is just, it's saying suggest, give the idea of it. Because here, next month is not a symbol. Next month is a very clear statement. Yeah? To betray, you betray a traitor. Yeah? You betray your friend. There is a traitor's gate in London. Somebody can betray their friends. And they often point to, point out, point that. To illustrate. Yes, often illustrate, often indicate that something is taking place in the future. Often tell us. Hi, Jack. Okay, you're only a little bit late. We're nearly halfway. So, often symbolize, to symbolize. You see, I think it's more than direct. A symbol is one thing that's in place of another. External circumstances often symbolize that something has taken place. I guess symbolize might fit, but it's not a very good answer compared to denote. A smile often denotes pleasure. In this case, a smile could symbolize pleasure as well. Yeah? To betoken. Oof. It's a bit formal for this situation. And I think it's more like, it's got more like the idea of symbolize, betoken that something is going to take place. I'm not happy with to betoken here. I think betoken is more like symbol, is in the same category as symbolize. Okay, so denote it is, says Jack. Well done. Well, great to have you, Jack. Let's try the next one. Next one's easy. And okay, this one's too long. And here comes the next one. But does the noun for denote? Woof. I think it's only a verb. I can't think of a noun for the denotation. I've never heard the noun used. It's going to be very unusual in all cases, SSV. A noun for denote. That doesn't come to me clearly. Okay, but does this affect how we think? In 2013, Keith Chen, a behavioural economist at the University of California, set off, out, about, forth to test whether people who speak languages that are futureless might feel closer to the future than those who speak other languages. Ice cream for Jack, definitely. Yeah, to betake's a great word to think about. I quite agree, Ronan. Okay, so this looks like a landslide. To set out for SSV, for Vitali, for Jack, for Zhenya, for Bogdan, Lucia, Sudhakar, Nora, Amir, for Rupa, great to have you. Out for Lionheart, denotation. Yes, thank you very much, Lucia and Vitali. I like denotative as well. Set out for Manji, to set out for Renyard, set out for Ronan. Okay, yes. Denotative is the adjective. No, to betake, betoken. The word is betoken. Okay, so to set off, yes, to begin a journey. To set out, to leave a place. But let's see, set off and set forth are both physical. Yeah? To set out is to begin something with an intention. So I set off at 4 a.m. I set out at 4 a.m. I set forth at 4 a.m. But notice, to set out, to do something, to have the intention of doing something. So I set out to challenge your abilities in English. Okay, it's to do something with or begin doing something with the intention of. To set out talks about intentions. Okay, to set forth as well, to explain. Yeah, that would work. He set forth his ideas. And to set about, I would say he set about testing with an ing. He set about to test. He set about testing whether people who speak languages. I think probably set about, if this was an ing, would also work. I set about finishing my task. Yeah? Okay. So, set forth, like to set off, or to set out, or to set off. Yeah, we set forth is more formal. But you can also set forth an idea. Yeah, he set forth his proposal. But notice this construction, to set out to do something. So it's talking about what you intend to do. Okay. Let's try the next one. This is going to be too long as well, isn't it? Ooh. There we go. So, for example, German, Chinese, Dutch, and the Scandinavian languages have no linguistic barrier between the present and the future, while futured languages such as English, French, Italian, Spanish, and Greek encourage, promote, support, instigate speakers to view the future as something separate from the present. Okay, this is going to be a landslide. And we've got encourage for Vitali, for Bogdan, for Zhenya, for Renyard, for Lucia, for Nora, for Jack, for Manji, for SSV, for Amir. Prompt, I like that prompt, Jack. Incentivize, that's good as well from SSV. Rupa goes for encourage. Okay, so let's see. Promote, but you don't promote speakers. You promote the viewing of the future. Yeah, you encourage somebody, but you promote an idea. You support normally an idea. You instigate an idea. I set out doing this. Okay, if you say I set out doing this, it's I began doing this. I set out writing in red, but then I changed to blue. Okay, but that's a different meaning, Rainyard. I set out walking, and then I hitched a lift. So, but to set out to do, Renyard, to begin to do something. To egg on as a synonym for this one by Zhenya. Very definitely. Okay, so to encourage somebody to do something. Nudge speakers, I would probably say nudge speakers towards viewing the future as. Yeah, nudge speakers to view. It could be too. I think towards might sound better. Okay, so to promote something, to support somebody in doing something, or to support something, to instigate, to spur on as well. To intend to do something. Yes, that's it. And if you give it an ing, Vitali, then it changes meaning. So very definitely to encourage. Whoops. Yeah, to encourage somebody to do something. To promote the doing of something, to support the doing of something, to support somebody in doing something. Yeah, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. To instigate, to instigate something, to instigate a revolution. Okay, and let's try another one then. And here we go. He discovered that speakers of futureless languages were more likely to engross, involve, occupy, commit, engage in future-focused activities. He discovered that speakers of futureless languages were more likely to engross, involve, occupy, commit, engage in future-focused activities. So we've got engage for Zhenya, for SSV, for Vitali, for Lucia, for Bogdan, for Lionheart, for Amir. And I think we're probably going to get one or two more as well. Okay, so here, that's it, Renyard. That's the point. It's this in. This in is the important thing. Let's see. I'm more likely to participate in. That would work very nicely, Amir. Okay, so more likely to become engrossed. To engross themselves. Yeah, it's normally I engrossed myself in my task. Yeah, I became engrossed. I think to engross as a verb, the subject engrossed me. Yeah. Okay. Whereas engage here means to participate in. Okay, that's lovely, SSV. Engross means to captivate someone's attention, to transfix them in a way that they're very amused. We've got engaged for Manji and Rupa. Engross, become absorbed in. Engross themselves, involve themselves in. That's very good. Okay, so to become engrossed in, they're likely to involve themselves in, likely to become involved in, are likely to occupy themselves with, to occupy oneself with an activity, to commit to future-focused activities, or to commit themselves to future focused activities, but to engage in an activity. Hi Brenda, lovely to have you. Yeah, engross is more often is used in a passive voice because something engrosses you, or I was engrossed by it. Okay, so to become engrossed in, to become involved in, to occupy oneself in, to commit to, and to engage in. So it's got to be engage. Or as a, okay, engaging, yes, as a present participle, exactly, Genia. So, engage. This is, whoops, not rengage, engage. Okay, so let's try the next one. To engross, to enthrall. That's quite not bad. I like, I like that word, enthrall. Okay, so they were 31% more likely to have put money into savings in any given year and had accumulated, hoarded, compiled, stashed, stacked 39% more wealth by retirement. Engrossed, taken up with. Yes, Lucia. I was engrossed with this. I was engrossed in my work. Yeah? So, yeah. Racked up. I love racked up, Genia. That's a great word. To rack up. They were 31% more likely to have put money into savings in any given year and had accumulated, hoarded, compiled, stashed, stacked 39% more wealth by retirement. Okay, so we've got accumulated for Vitali, for SSV, for Amir, for Rupa, for Bogdan, for Jack, for Nora, for Lucia, for Lionheart, and for Ronan. Yeah, they had collected. So, yeah, very, very good, Rainier. To stash, they could stash, but stash is very informal. Let's see, they had accumulated 5.5 in formality. They'd stashed 3.5 in formality. Saved works as a synonym, Brenda, definitely. They had gained. Okay, gained, yes, but they had this to accumulate. They had saved, they had put together. So they had hoarded. If you hoard, it's like to accumulate, but hoard is very negative. Yeah, you hoard things, you take lots of them, so lots of it, so that you end up normally with more than you need. Yeah, people hoarding. To squirrel away, I love squirreled away. That's very good. That's very good, Lucia. And to stash, very definitely. Accumulated for Manji, definitely. To compile. Normally you compile data. To compile is to collect and put in order. Yeah, and to stack, to put one bit on the other. So, accumulated, definitely. Mm, no, let's see. To compile data, to collect and put together. Squirrels hoard, for example. That's very good. Yeah. Okay. To hoard, to put loads and loads and loads of something just in case you need it. Achieved. But notice achieved Amir doesn't actually say what they do with this. Yeah. I suppose accumulated, but no, accumulated it implies that they don't spend it; they keep it. Yeah, they keep it in either goods or assets or investments. Okay, let's try another one then, and this will probably be the last one then. Amassed. Amassed is a really good word, Brenda. Chalked up. I guess you could chalk up. It's a little bit informal, and I would probably be happier to use Brenda's amassed. Chalk up a victory, chalk up an achievement. To pile up definitely. Definitely, Vitali. They were also 24% less probable, possible, tending, sure, likely to smoke. 29% more probable, possible, tending, sure, likely to be physically active. And 13% less probably, possible, tending, sure, likely to be medically obese. This one was easy, wasn't it? Yeah? Okay, so we've got likely for Jack, for Zhenya, for SSV, for Vitali, for Nora, for Bogdan, for Amir, for Manji. So, let's see, they were 24% less probable. Yeah, it would have to be probable. Less possible. No, possible doesn't work. You won't be left up the creek if you set out to squirrel away some cash in your early 20s. And then to invest it. Yep, the bell tolls. For whom the bell tolls. John Donne, one of my favourites. Less likely. Yes, definitely Rupa. Less tending. Tending as a verb, no. Less likely, it's got to be. Yeah, less sure. Less likely. Less likely, very definitely. Okay, so I think this less prone to. Prone to is a very good word, Zhenya. Yeah? The thoughts are very interesting. The conclusions are really quite strange, yeah? I live near a church. It's actually a cathedral. Less susceptible to. Yeah? Okay, less susceptible to these things. Okay, so thank you all for coming. It's been great having you. But that's the point, Ronan. You need interesting content with something that's useful. Yeah, the content of this one, personally, I love. I think it's really interesting. So, next stream on Thursday, the 2nd of February, at 4 p.m. UK time. Less vulnerable to. I like that, less vulnerable to. Yeah? YK time. UK time. I'm looking at that, less probably. No, and they will. No, probably doesn't work. Okay, Janet Lee, lovely to have you. So thank you, all of you. Thank you, Amir. Thank you, Bogdan. Thank you, Manji. Thank you, Lionheart. Thank you, Janet Lee. Thank you, Nora. Thank you, Zhenya, Ronan, Rupa. Thank you, SSV, Vitali, Renyard, Lucia, Lionheart. And who else? Amir, Daphne and Bogdan, and Nora, and Vitali and Zhenya, and Brenda Hines as well. Thank you, Brenda. And I thank you to anyone else that I've missed. It's been great having you all, and I'm less inclined to, yes, less inclined would definitely work. Okay, have a wonderful week, and I'll